You don't think it would have been maybe more appropriate to just say, look, I'm a grown man and I can't do this?
Yes, it would have. Certainly would have been more appropriate. Absolutely.
You feel like you got a problem?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever, and you say you've never had issues like this before, you've never engaged in conversations with minors on the internet before?
No.
But you do go in chat rooms a lot.
I go in, yeah, not in like sexually explicit chat rooms, like Florida chat rooms, typical standard chat rooms, you know.
But when you go into these chat rooms, you're telling me you've never been engaged in these kind of conversations before.
I don't go looking for minors. No, absolutely not. That's not. You know.
But have you ever?
Years. I can remember 3 or 4 years ago talking to a minor. That's probably the last time I remember talking to a minor.
And did it get?
It didn't get sexually explicit. No.
But you didn't act on it.
No.
Didn't get sexual. Was it a girl or a boy?
It was a girl, and I don't even remember where she was, but it wasn't like somebody local or.
Dan, you ever been arrested before?
Not since a teenager.
Have you ever had any kind of psychiatric treatment?
No, I won't.
When you say you won't, what do you mean?
I won't submit to psychiatric treatment.
Why?
Personal beliefs, that's all.
But yet you acknowledge that you might have a problem.
Yeah, but not something that's
compulsion. You said
it's not something that a psychiatrist is going to help me with.
Who do you think could help you?
I'll reserve that for my own. I mean,
do you go to church?
Not currently, no.
Have you ever? You have any kind of religious background?
Sure.
What can I ask? What it was?
I was born and raised a Catholic. Mm-hmm.
But you're not a practicing Catholic.
A little obvious here.
Not necessarily. They got priests that get problems with this.
Yeah, but they're not practicing Catholics. I'm sorry.
Well, yes, I agree with you. You know, but no, you don't. So you don't really have any kind of spiritual background.
I have a very heavily spiritual background. I'm not currently. Obviously, I'm off the rails.
But you don't feel like you need any kind of psychiatric help or counseling?
I need help. I need counseling. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But I won't subject to psychiatric counseling. I've had personal relatives that have, just personal experience. That's not the road I would go. That's all.
What if the court told you had to go through some kind of court-ordered counseling program? Does that sound good? Would that be okay with you?
It depends on the nature of the counseling, I suppose.
Do you feel like you might need it?
Well,
look where you're at.
Who doesn't need counseling?
Well, I agree.
Whether this is enough to snap me out of it, I think it might be.
Well, sir, I hope so.
Because
you're sitting there. You're a professional guy. And
exactly.
You sound like you're pretty successful, and here you are under arrest.
Yeah. Wow.
For getting involved in a conversation with someone who you believe was a 13-year-old girl, correct?
Right.
Engaging in sexual conversation with her on the computer.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Correct.
And then making a 3-hour drive to come meet her for we don't know what. For
dinner and a movie. That I will stand behind.
And dinner and a movie, and sounds like dinner and a movie, and we don't know what else. We've already acknowledged
we know that much.
We think we'd have enough self-control, but who knows is what you said.
I agree with you that it's hard to say that under any circumstances some other things could have happened. Maybe she was a 13-year-old stripper, and
would that have made it okay?
Maybe, I mean, it would have to be something pretty drastic than just a 13-year-old girl. It would have, it would.
So if you found out that she was,
I'm not even saying that's it, but I'm saying it would have to be something pretty drastic.
Since you brought that up. If you found out that she was a 13-year-old stripper or a 13-year-old prostitute.
Right. Well,
okay.
that I would probably run away from.
Well,
if she was a prostitute, I'd run away from that.
Why? Because you're afraid of the disease factor?
Probably, yeah.
Well, what if she's a 13-year-old prostitute and she turns around and shows you a clean AIDS test and says, I'm clean?
Well, there's a lot of scenarios we could discuss here, but the point being, it would have to be a lot more than what this scenario.
I understand that, but it sounds like you would be willing to engage, despite the age, depending on their morality or the type of person they are.
No, I was just trying to clarify or further amplify what you mentioned earlier so that you could be clear that, you know, to make it clearer to you that it would have to be pretty drastic for me to do anything other than dinner and a movie. It would,
Pretty drastic.
I mean, it would have. I can't even imagine what it would be because
Other than what you just said, stripper, 13-year-old stripper.
Yeah, I mean, even that would.
You'd have to think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd still have to give it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the only, like I said, the only real reason why I came at all was because of the possibility there was a real person at the other end that I could offend by not showing. You know, now that I've gathered my thoughts, those would be the words that I would use.
Because her boyfriend.
Yeah, because of, you know, her.
Let her down.
Yeah, and you know, she
let her
seemed whatever. Yeah. That would be probably the thing that.
You got anything to add?
Yeah.
Nope. What we're gonna do is we'll just escort you out, and there's some chairs on the wall that you can sit in.
Okay.
And Investigator Morgan will stay with you there until they process you. So,
Okay.
do you have any questions for either of us, since we've been doing all the asking?
What do you see happening with this?
Well, at this point, you're under arrest.
Okay.
And you're charged with.
Already went over.
Okay. you've
I don't know
written
where
down
this
charges.
pornography on the internet comes. I don't remember being pornographic with her. Is that just a wording or because of the talk?
I'm not sure, but yeah, that may have
the
something to
talk.
do with it, the sexual content of the conversation, considering it's a 13-year-old.
See, it's a dialogue.
See,
Just the dialogue is
yeah.
considered pornographic?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, you're not dealing with a 21-year-old woman. You're dealing with what you perceive to be a 13-year-old.
Right.
There's the crime. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Think about. Do you have a daughter? How old's your daughter?
20.
Think about your daughter when she was 13, and if a grown man, 45 years old, was engaging in sexual conversation with her over the internet, would you not
Right.
feel that's a crime?
Well, I'd have
Would
to
you be
agree.
upset about it?
I'd be upset about it.
Your
Absolutely.
daughter.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anyway, so you're going to be taken to the Flagler County jail
Okay.
this evening. You'll spend the night there.
Okay.
Tomorrow you'll go before the judge,
Okay.
and the judge will set bond.
Okay.
And I don't know what that bond will be.
Okay.
I think that's kind of up to the judge.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I can tell you for now.
Okay.
And your vehicle, what kind of car do you have?
Pontiac Aztec.
Is that your car?
Yeah.
Is it entitled in your name?
Uh huh.
Can I ask if it's financed or paid for? Or
Paid for.
Paid for. Well, that vehicle will stay here.
Okay.
And it's probably going to be seized for forfeiture by this agency.
Why would that happen?
Because when you use a vehicle to transport yourself in the commission of a felony, then
Mhm.
that vehicle becomes seizable under Florida statute. So you may lose your car.
Wow.
Did you have any conversations with her other than the phone or the computer? Is that all it covered?
I don't follow you.
I mean, obviously you didn't talk for too long in person, but I mean, every conversation that you had with her was computer and phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to let the investigator that's going to be out in the hallway explain to you everything about the vehicle, because I don't know all the ins and ands about that, and he can give you more information about that, so I don't want to give you any misinformation.
Okay.
Okay? All right. That's it. Thank you.